China's biggest banks are reporting their fourth quarter and full-year earnings these 2 days. Now, while all four have announced an unveiled 2022 profit that beat estimates, there are signs of stress. The latest to announce is the Industrial and Commercial Bank, which saw its bottom line rising 3.5% from 2021. And that's the country's biggest lender. The Agricultural Bank of China fared better, with full-year profit up 7.4%. The same for Bank of Communications and China Construction Bank that reported yesterday. However, China Construction Bank and BOCOM reported falling net interest margins. That's a key gauge of profitability. And with the country's property slump continuing, the outlook for banks could be less rosy. Shu Qin-chen, she is the head of China Financial and Property Research at Jefferies Groups. She gives her take on how big the problem of a debt-fueled property sector is to the banks at this stage.
First, I would say that the overall NPL ratio of property development sector is probably underestimated. That's because if we look at the companies the developers who defaulted on public debts last year, that already those companies already accounted for more than 30% of total property sales in the past 1 or 2 years. But comparing to like banks' NPL ratio of property development sector is only around 4% something, we actually think that the number doesn't seem to be consistent with the default situation. The reason is probably because for those projects are still under construction rather than suspended, those loans are not downgraded to NPL. So we think that for China banks, they still need to they still face some pressure from the property sector for the NPL in the next 1 or 2 years.